So what's good, my eruptioners? Green Typhlosion here, and today we are back with Worst Team. Before we start, these are the worst Pokemon to use in X and Y. Also, this challenge is not impossible, it is just a challenge. Now let's get on with the video. But if you close your eyes, like every team, we need a starter. The worst starter is Chestnut. This Pokemon struggles a little bit. It does do decent against the gyms, but it struggles more than it has an advantage. It is good for the first gym, but after that it can't do much. It struggles with Team Flare, who loves to use dark types and Houndoom, and it kinda struggles against everything else in the game. The real reason this Pokemon is the worst because it can't do anything against the Elite Four, and when it comes to rivals, this Pokemon can only take on one good type matchup like Serena or Callum's Absol or Trevor's Crawdon. Overall, this Pokemon is decent in early game, but it is terrible late game. The moveset I gave it is Spiky Shield, Seed Bomb, Hammer Arm, and Leech Seed. The next member for Worst Team is Rotom. This Pokemon has a terrible typing which really holds it back in this generation. With a typing of Electric and Ghost, it does not have many resistances or many good matchups. At best, it has immunity to Karina, if you can even obtain it at that point in the game. Rotom also has a very shallow moveset. It mainly gets stab moves like Thunderbolt, but it doesn't get any good moves until late game. Along with mediocre stats, regular Rotom is a member on this team that's just here. It's below average and cannot hit hard or do anything well. But the moveset I gave it was Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, and Volt Switch. The next member is the Bug-type Pokemon, Vivillon. This is an early Route 1 Bug Pokemon, so like all the others before it, it has the same problem. This Pokemon has terrible typing, and it only has a total of 2 good gym leader matchups. The first one is Karina, but the only flying type move you will have is Gust, and that doesn't hit that hard. The next one is the Psychic type gym, and this one it will destroy if it outspeeds everything. This Pokemon has decent stats, but is extremely frail. It has a decent speed and special attack stat, so that has it going in its favor. The Pokemon does actually have some redeeming qualities, like a good ability, Quiver Dance, and nice stab moves, if you can get to level 50. Overall, this Pokemon is not the worst bug, but it definitely has its issues. For the moveset, I gave it Bug Buzz, Sleep Powder, Hurricane, and Quiver Dance. The next member for Worst Team is Carping. This Pokemon is great value Diancie. It has some crazy defenses of 150 in each defense stat, but it can't use these 2 good stats to its advantage. First reason is, this Pokemon has a terrible typing. It is weak to so many common types like ground, grass, and water. This Pokemon also has no moves to support its stats. It mainly learns a variety of rock moves and some fairy type moves along with the occasional psychic type move. This Pokemon is the worst Pokemon you can have for Let's Play. It can't hurt anything, its moves do not make a difference when computer mostly attacks, and this Pokemon just stalls, but it does not have any reliable recovery. This Pokemon really just takes hits on teams and makes it easier for others, so I gave it this moveset. Light Screen, Moonblast, Toxic, and Reflect. We have another rock type in Worst Team being Aurorus. This Pokemon might actually be one of the better members on Worst Team. Well, actually, not really. This Pokemon has so many issues. First, this Pokemon has a total of 6 weaknesses. All of these Pokemon, or most of them, are just relatively common types used in Kalos. Next, this Pokemon is just frail. It only has 1 good stat in health, but it cannot put it to use with all its weaknesses, and it has a frail defense stat. It has a special defense stat under 100, and this Pokemon is not taking a physical hit for its life. Overall, this Pokemon cannot do anything in Kalos. Its type is really holding it back. Most times it will get outsped because it's too slow, and it will just be one-shotted by a super effective hit. This Pokemon does have one bright spot, and that's its move pool, so I gave it Ice Beam, Thunder Wave, Ancient Power, and Psychic. The last member for Worst Team is Furfrou. This Pokemon has garbage written all over it. This Pokemon is just kind of like a normal rat. It has a wide move pool but poor stats. This Pokemon is in a slightly better situation. It has decent stats. It has a great speed, but after that, it can't do anything. It has poor special attack and an average physical attack, and it cannot take any physical hits, but it can take a couple of special hits. What kills this Pokemon is that it has a terrible learn set, so until you get any TMs, it is completely useless. This Pokemon is terrible in early game and only gets slightly better in late game, depending on the TMs you put on it. Even in late game, it does not have the bulk to take a few hits from fully evolved Pokemon, and it does not have the attack stats to kill them. The last member is a pretty bad one, but for the moves I gave it Surf, U-Turn, Giga Impact, and Sucker Punch. Okay guys, that is the video. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. What do you think the worst team will be? Anyways, make sure to watch some more videos, but more importantly, have a good day.